Good morning, everybody.
Good morning on this beautiful sunny day.
So exactly 2 years ago, we did our very first YouTube channel. Video.
Not channel, video.
And our video was about Mevagissey. And this is where we are again today. So we've just downloaded an app, which is a walking trails app. And we're going to do that around Mevagissey.
Because as we live here, we thought we ought to try and find out something new that we don't already know. So hopefully that's what it's going to teach us, is some new things that we didn't know before. We'll have to see, won't we?
Shouldn't be difficult.
No, shouldn't be too hard at all.
So Mevagissey, as you can see, is a beautiful town, or village, should I say. It's still a fishing village, which is really nice. And yeah, it's lovely here, isn't it?
It is, yeah. We're very happy here. We've lived here for about 10 years now, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
And yeah, I wouldn't go anywhere else. It's lovely.
It is, and it's March at the moment, near the end of March, and it's very quiet. Out in the tourist season.
It's lovely.
It is.
Yeah, come April, when Easter arrives, it'll get pretty busy then till the end of September or something like that, won't it? But, you know, that's what happens when you live in a nice place. People do come and see it, and I don't really have a problem with that.
No, I don't. It's actually nice having different seasons, as far as some people being here. Other times it's quiet. It's very nice.
I mean, the quietest time in the village is definitely from after Christmas to the February half term, isn't it?
Yes,
a lot of the shops are closed then and that kind of thing, and it's very, very quiet in the village. But actually, if you know that, it's not a problem.
No.
And yeah, we just kind of know that, and we don't go into the village particularly unless we want peace and quiet at that time.
Call it off, let it go.
Every year some of the shops in Mevagissey change, but actually it's still quite nice because lots of independent shops down here. There's also a place where you can get your meat and your groceries and that kind of thing. Not very big, but actually you can get most things you need in the shop, I'm hoping, because I need to go in there now.
There's a very nice Indian restaurant that's been voted one of the best in the country.
Yeah.
And this is actually a two-way road. People actually struggle to comprehend this in the summer especially.
They do, yes, and they look at you, don't they, when you're driving down here as if to say, what are you doing?
So it's very much a case of you've got to note how to drive around here, and lots of people, as we've just witnessed, don't really know how to drive. And it does cause very long delays, so during the summer we don't actually come through here at all, do we?
No, we tend not to, not unless it's before 9 o'clock in the morning or after about 6 or 7 at night, because it's just not worth it. You end up sitting here for ages. So we're now on clue 5. So far the clues have been fairly straightforward. You do need to read them quite carefully though to make sure you don't miss out words, Rog, don't you?
Are you trying to say that I didn't read it carefully?
And this one is all about this sign here, and it's basically about looking for words that don't have repeated letters in it. And we had to be quite careful because it's not just the actual, so there's like Coach Park, but actually it's the park bit of Coach Park that we're after, because Coach has got 2 C's in it. So yeah, it's quite good actually. You would need to have an adult, I think, to have the reading skills.
And again, you're saying I don't have?
Well, no, I'm just saying if you're doing it with children, you definitely need an adult to have the reading skills.
Yes.
But actually, you know, that's pretty good, I'd say. And yeah, it's a very interesting thing. So I'm just looking for a park on here. Green Park.
So once you actually find what they say, you then go onto the map and remove what we're after. So basically the whole premise of this is there is treasure somewhere.
Yep.
And you have to remove a lot of places in order to find where that treasure is. And
the clues are quite good, and the instructions about the directions are very good as well. They're very clear. Which
so
is
what's the next clue?
So the next clue says, great progress so far, adventurers. Woohoo!
Yep.
Basically, don't get complacent. With the fish on your left, which was the fish above the door there, advance straight ahead past the old harbour cottage towards the harbour. There are 3 clues to solve along here.
And again, this is actually on public roads. So again, you've just got to be a bit careful.
Yeah, so don't get so caught up in your trail that you forget about the fact that there might be cars coming. So we just had to use our brain to actually convert some letters into other things. And this one, we're now going to find the war memorial. We've got to find who comes above Halliday and Goodfellow. Take the 3rd and 4th letters of their name and say them out loud. That sounds just like the first word of a place on the map, don't you think? So I'll have to work it. Well, I don't know.
That doesn't sound that easy to me, but there you go.
Yeah, but nothing ever is, Roger, is it? Let's be honest.
Not for us, no.
So we're looking for who comes above Halliday and Goodfellow.
Well, we need to find the war memorial first.
Oh, we know the war memorial's up here on the right, isn't it? We know where that is, that's fine.
We do.
Are you stealthily sneaking? Because it says stealthily
Yes,
sneak
I am.
on.
I am.
Good, excellent.
And I'm hoping I'm not about to be run over by a car that's just about to come up behind us. But I will,
Well, there you go.
if we walk a bit faster. There you go. So, War Memorial.
Yep, so we need whoever comes above Halliday and Goodfellow.
Oh, you got it that side of you?
Yep,
Okay.
there's Halliday and Goodfellow. Dada Ewin.
So what does it say?
Take the third and fourth letters of their name and say them out loud. DD, presumably.
DD's
DD's farm. Hey, hurrah! Cool.
Ah, dear. We're just children at heart, aren't we?
We are indeed. To take the narrow lane past the Fountain Inn. Okay, right, that's where we're going next then.
Okay, cool. And the Fountain Inn is just over there.
It is.
Again, crossing roads.
Carefully. It does say carefully cross the road. Don't trip over the lumpy bits in the pavement either.
No.
It's always a good idea. In the vicinity of M292, which is possibly a telegraph pole, as the last one was.
Yes, that's true. But yeah, these are some of the little narrow lanes of Mevagissey, which are lovely, aren't they?
They are, they're beautiful.
It does say look down and find BS 497, which we have.
And then it says eliminate a place associated with it. And that says Stanton and Staveley, and there's a place on here called Staveley Arms. So I'm assuming that's what we have to
another
do.
one to eliminate.
Yep.
We're going to find this treasure.
Continue wandering along past Cliff Street and then further on past Glanville House. And then basically we've got to go down the hill to the harbour. So shipbuilding has existed in Mevagissey since 1745, and this was the home of the Mevagissey lugger, which was actually apparently favoured by smugglers. There you go. Sadly, shipbuilding doesn't exist in Mevagissey anymore.
No.
Like most places, it's now only confined to very few places. I think Plymouth is probably the nearest place, or maybe Falmouth is the nearest place that actually builds boats. But certainly nobody builds boats in Mevagissey anymore. But it is a beautiful little village.
It is, and there's two harbours. So you've got the inner harbour here and the outer harbour, which basically, when the tide goes in and out, the inner harbour obviously basically becomes dry. The outer harbour can be used all the time, but it is rather more exposed to the
And
weather.
so in the winter, nobody leaves their boats in the outer harbour because
No.
actually our neighbour's boat was virtually sunk in the outer harbour with a big storm, wasn't it?
It was.
October one year.
This is the outer harbour. And according to our little treasure trail,
These are the 9 holes that used to be used for the 9 rifles that were what the Home Guard in Mevagissey, that was the total sum of their weapons. And it does say on here that basically if the enemy had arrived and got closer than that, they'd have had to throw fish at them, which sounds fairly fair to me, really.
yeah,
One of the things about Meva is it has its own little beach in the harbour here, which is incredibly popular in the summer, both with dogs and children, actually. Yeah, and you can imagine on a lovely summer's day it would be a nice place to go for a dip, although you're not meant to swim in the harbour, but there you go.
no. And again, it's very tidal.
It is, yeah, incredibly tidal.
So there is no beach there at high tide, and quite a lot of beach there when it's low tide.
But the water looks beautifully clear
It
though,
does,
doesn't
doesn't it?
Fairly inviting. Well, not that inviting, but
No, I
you
was
know
going
what
to say, go for it.
I mean. No, I'm okay, thanks.
So we've finished the treasure trail, kind of.
Slightly disappointed that we can't actually look at what the answer is.
We missed one out on our journey somewhere, so we have 2 possible answers. which I need-
Unfortunately, you can't type in the answer.
No.
So you have to just work out which ones, and because we've missed one out previously, and yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
a bit complicated, but we can't change any of the previous answers. So
But yeah, other than that, I thought it was very good.
it was very good. It was very interesting. It was definitely worth it if you've got kids, I would say. I don't know how much they cost to download, but that was definitely
Yes.
quite good value, I would guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
it
spent
was-
about an hour and a half, didn't we?
Yeah,
It was.
the instructions are very easy to follow in terms of the directions and
They
everything,
were. Just make sure that you do fill in all the answers.
and read very carefully what it says. Because there were bits where we didn't read quite carefully enough, weren't there? Really?
There were. There were. But yeah, apparently they do these all over the country. And yeah, no, very
It's by a
impressed.
company called Treasure Trails.
It is. It is. So yes, it's a nice way, especially if you don't know Meva. Obviously we do. But no, very good way to spend an hour and a half and walk. It was only a mile and a half or something,
Yeah, it wasn't
wasn't
far to walk at all.
No, there were a few hills, a few steps, but Oh, very good.
It was, yeah, excellent.